What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology, and we are doing our daily Devo here with Trust in Jesus Ministries. We're on Genesis chapter 7, verse 1 through 10. Noah about to enter the ark. The rain is about to start coming, and the flood is about to start rising. That's what we got here, guys. And so if you haven't checked it out, read 7, 1 through 10. See what it has to say. Come back, and we're going to answer these 4 questions. If you've already read, let's go ahead and jump into these questions, man. The first question is, what's the author trying to convey to the audience he's writing to? What's he saying? What's he literally saying? And it was Noah got in the ark, man. God told him. The Lord said, go, get into the ark, man. Take your family with you. And he does it. He says that he saw that Noah was a righteous person among his contemporaries, among this generation. He said that Noah was righteous. And so he told him to get in the ark, man. He saw him, he recognized him, and he had favor on him, man. And then he said, take these animals, the clean animals get a pairs of 7, and then the unclean animals pairs of 2. And male and female, or one and his mate is also what some say. But so he got one of each to preserve life. That was the reason why he said that you preserve life for the seed of these animals. And so Noah's mandate was to go into the ark himself. And then secondly, that he would save all of the animal life, the birds, the beasts of the field, the creepy crawly things, man. It says all of the animals on the face of the earth, so he can make sure that they stay alive, and that there will be a new new creation, basically. And so after that, it says 7 days. God said 7 days, man, it's going to start raining. And it's going to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. And again, the writer pushes the fact that all will be perishing, that this flood will destroy everything on the face of the land. And it's unique that God says that he had made too. It's because he's the one who created it, and he's the one that can destroy it. He has ruling power over it. And then it says that Noah did all that the Lord had commanded him, man. Noah is faithful to do the thing that he does. And then after that, it talks about that this is the year 300. I think he was 300. And it's significant because the authors of the scriptures want to make sure that everything is grounded in reality, that there's a time that this happened in actual space and time and existence, that this is historical. And so he places it within a date that's common to them, and that is Abraham. That's Noah's year of life. It was 300 years. Other times it uses kings, and it uses specific events that happen, like catastrophes. Like one time talks about an earthquake that happened in Amos. And so they want to ground these things in reality. So when you read it, you say, oh, this happened in an actual space and time. This was in real existence. This is not fake. This is not some kind of story or myth that I'm trying to tell you, but it's truth. It's actual reality. And so they ground it in the date of Noah on Noah's birth date. And he's 300 years. Then it says that the floods came, man. And God said again that they walked into there. It specifies the fact that Noah and his family got into the ark, and that they were saved from the floodwaters that came, because God was going to bring that flood, man. God's going to bring that flood, and he says that he is going to destroy all life on earth. But he also says this, that the animals came to Noah. They the Lord had commanded them. They came to Noah. Ain't that something, man? That the thing that God asked for Noah to do, he partnered with him in getting it done. Noah didn't have to go wrangle up these animals, trying to figure out how to get 2 by 2, 7 by 7. But God brought these animals to him so that he can accomplish the task that he had for him to accomplish. And then after the 7 days, it says him and his family got in the ark, and then it started to rain. And so what is this thing that they're saying about God here? The author has to convey a message, or he didn't have to, but he wants to. The Bible is a theological book. And so the author has to say something about God and who he is, his character. And I think he's saying he's faithful, man. He said that 7 days the rain would come. 7 days, the rain came. Also, he told Noah that to go get these animals, and these animals came, man. I think that's speaks to his power, is that he is able to command the animals which he created to do the thing that he wants them to do. It's funny how we as humans don't obey or follow God, but animals in their natural state do. They do what God says. He's also gracious, man, because he preserves Noah. He didn't have to. I mean, he saw Noah and he was righteous, and he was gracious to him, because it says that he was just says that he was righteous among his contemporaries, or amongst the generation that was there. And so obviously he sins. We're going to see that as he falls later on, but God still shows favor with him, and he keeps his promises, man. That's faithfulness again, because the idea that he made a promise to preserve his people despite the sin is continuing. And it's like mankind is doing everything they can do to break this promise, make God break this promise. But God will not allow it, man. He said he was going to do something, and so he does it. And we talked earlier about in the beginning of this, is that God is faithful to his promise. That's the big theme, a big overarching theme of the book of Genesis, is that God made a covenant, and in that covenant, he's going to keep it. He's going to keep his promises. What's to say about man? Well, I think it says that we as humans should be faithful to do what God has called us to do. We see a continuance of Abraham, and Noah did all that God had commanded. And Noah did all that God had commanded. And we're seeing that that is what Noah is doing, faithfully following God. So that's a mandate that we are called to do, is faithfully follow the Lord. But I think it also says that man is sinful. It's sad to say that's why they were destroyed upon this world, and that we should live righteously despite being in a world that is going to be destroyed. How do we apply these truths to our lives, man? Well, first off, I think it's important for us to trust in the faithfulness of God. Man, see that God is faithful to his word, and that he will do as he says. And because he will do as he says, then when he tells us to do something, we can trust that it is in the best interest for us to do it. We already saw he's gracious, that he would preserve a person and a people despite the wickedness around them. And so I think that we should trust his faithfulness. And then that trust is displayed by obedience. Let's do what God has called us to. So today, look at your life, see what he's called you to, and do it. Look and see what God has called you to. He's called you a bunch of things. If you just read his word, he has specific commands that as children of God, we're to follow. And so let's just do it. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you as we get back and we talk about the flood, because we got a couple of things I think that are interesting about Noah, the flood, and the ark, and then God, because I hadn't noticed it until I started studying. So I'm excited to share those things. And I will see you guys in the next episode.